What's going on, people? This is Off the Ropes Boxing MMA podcast. I'm Julian.
I'm George.
And today our special guest is up-and-coming star, Mr. Jesus Ramos of Ramos Boxing.
Thank you guys, man. I appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Sure. And I appreciate you, man, letting us come to your beautiful gym, man.
Thank you.
It's one hell of a gym, one hell of a setup.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Appreciate you letting us come over here. You know, Arizona guys, we got to stick together, so it's very much appreciated. You know, thanks for letting us come over here. So, yeah, man. I mean, what's going on? I mean, what's going on in Jesus' life right now? I mean, training.
Yeah, you know, we just opened this gym up, so we've been working on the gym recently. You know, we just opened up September 1st. We were training before that, but September 1st was the official opening date, so we were working towards that. And yeah, so now we got this up and running. Now we're back to focusing on the camp, everything, and we're waiting on a date. We're hoping for November. That was the last news we got, so hopefully November it is.
Yeah, that sounds good. So you were starting camp, but then with the gym opening up and everything, like you kind of stalled it.
Yeah, you know, we just didn't have a lot of time to really focus on it, you know, so we kind of just focused on getting all this set up, and now we're officially like back to it, you know, mornings and afternoons.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I know we tapped on it a little bit earlier, you know, but we were talking about your diet.
Yeah.
You know, I know once training camp starts, you know, it's how's your diet relate to now, you know, to then, you know, like what are you doing?
Yeah, you know, right now my diet isn't as strict. You know, once it comes down to training camp, it's just strictly dieting. Like I said, nothing other than water, just water, and eating really clean, man. Counting my calories, all of that. You know, right now I'm eating clean, but I'm not really counting the calories. I'm not really like paying attention to the portions. You know, trying to keep it as clean as I can. But like I said, not paying attention to the portions, nothing like that. In training camp, everything is real strict.
So I guess as far as when you're not training, like I'm sure you stay pretty fit, knowing you know you got to hit your target weight. What do you normally walk around at?
I try to keep it no more than 172, highest 173. But yeah, and once we start training camp, I like to stay at 169, 170. That's 15 pounds, and that I can work with that.
Are you looking to go above 154, you know, or are you going to looking to just stay there to try and get that shot, get those titles from, of course, we all know who owns them all.
Yeah, well, that's the goal right now. I feel good at 154. I feel like this is more of a realistic weight. Kind of feel like 147 was, I was dropping too much weight. But that last week of you know, training, it was hard, man. Instead of relaxing, I was cutting weight. 154, I don't feel that pressure, so I feel like I can stay here, I can grow here, and hopefully get those belts.
I mean, that division is growing.
Yeah.
You see it right now. I mean,
Yeah.
So you have Jamal, you have Tizu, you know,
Yeah,
like
Tizu.
people like
Fundora.
that. Yeah, Fundora. I mean, that's a big dude right there. But I mean, do you feel you have the capabilities of beating every single one of these guys? You know, later on down the line.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, man. Of course, I have faith in myself. I have faith in my team, and the work we put in, man. And we're disciplined. We're in here all the time, learning and growing as a fighter, as a team, and I have faith in all of that. And I feel like with time, we're gonna be able to take all those guys out. Like you said, it's growing. It's a stacked division. There's a lot of talent. But that just, it excites me. It excites me because I know there's going to be big fights down the road, like, you know, Pacquiao versus Marquez, those type of fights, you know, that would trilogy sometimes, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Speaking of those guys, who were some guys that you looked up to growing up? Like, who was, like, the guy you're like, you know what, that's the guy I want to be when I grow up?
Ricardo Finito Lopez, he's one of my favorite fighters. In and outside of the ring, he was a world champ inside the ring and outside as well. You know, he was always humble. I always like to look at see interviews of him and how he expressed himself. You know, I don't know. I just feel like he's a real humble guy and real likable. And aside from him, Marco Antonio Barrera, really great fighter. I liked how, you know, I like his style. I like to learn things from him, little moves he would do, and Juan Manuel Marquez as well. I like this. I like the school that he brought.
Have you had the chance to meet Barrera at all yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't yet, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon we get that.
You guys are good. Yeah, man, that's always a good one, man. 'Cause like I said, I mean, boxing, of course. Well, you've been in it. How long you been doing it for? When did you start boxing?
Oh man, I grew up in this. I grew up. My uncles, they were training in my garage, so I was always around that. I started really training when I was like 8. I had my first amateur fight at 10 years old. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I was always around it. I was always training, but I mean, I was little, so I can't really say I was like really into it. Until I was like 8, 9, I really started taking it serious, coming to the gym every day, doing what I had to do, runs and all that. So yeah, around 8, 9.
Yeah. We see it. Your dad, your uncle. Was your dad an amateur boxer, or did he fight professional?
He was only an amateur boxer. Yeah, he was only amateur. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get him on. So he's trying to avoid us, so we're gonna get him on here. So.
We have to. Yeah, he has to practice this, man. He's gotta get used to it.
Yeah, he should, because I mean, come on, look at you're ranked in the WBC, you're ranked in the WBO. It's only gonna go up from here, and we watched your fights against Hernandez, against Santa Maria,
Mendoza.
Mendoza.
Yeah, I mean, we're here, man. Like not just that, but like you got so much potential, man. Like the sky's the limit. You're still young. Like you said, it's a stacked division. You even got guys that are from 147 that are possibly coming up.
Yes, sir.
So 154.
Yes, sir.
Out of all those guys, who do you? I mean, obviously you want to face all of them, but who's the guy that you have like your eye on the prize? Who's the guy you would want to go after?
I think right now is Jamal Charlo. I think he's got a target on his back. He's got all the belts, and that's the guy we're looking to fight. And that's until he holds all. I mean, that's from now until he loses that belt. Yeah. If he never loses it, he's gonna be the main target for forever.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were just talking a little while ago, and you said this is like your second gym, right? I mean, you just closed the other one.
Yeah.
How long has this one been open?
This one just about a month and a half. To the public a month, but up and ready about a month and a half. We've been in here training.
Okay. And has this area been like central location where you're like, because this almost feels like it's almost like the center of Casa Grande. Was that done intentionally or just whatever came available?
Intentionally, but that was once we found this place. But at first, we were just looking to get a gym, man. We didn't care about where the location. We just needed a gym to train at, and we didn't want to be off for too much time. So we just needed something fast. We needed something that was ready. But then this opportunity came. Like I told you, it was a bank. So there was a lot of walls and all of that. But we really fell in love with the place. It's like you said, it's in the center of everything. We're downtown. We're in the in the middle of basically Casa Grande. So it worked out well for us. I liked it a lot. I liked this place a lot. And yeah, man, I'm happy to call this our new home.
Yeah. Whose idea was the color scheme? You know what I mean?
My dad, he first said orange. He wanted orange. And then I told him, okay, well, let's do black with orange. And he didn't like the black. He thought it was gonna look too dark in here. But once we started working on it, he really fell in love with it. He liked it.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you put enough lights, like the light will reflect off the black. I mean,
yeah.
I had a barbershop at one point. We had black walls. We had plenty of lights, and it's crazy. Like the black reflects the light.
Yeah. It looks good. I like it, man. I fell in love with it.
Yeah. So you're talking about a stable that you guys are growing here. You said currently there's about four
professionals,
including yourself,
your
uncle, Abel,
Yeah.
and then the two that you're talking about is going to find the Jake Paul card as well, and then the other one.
Yeah.
Amateur stable, you guys have about 3 or 4 fighters as well, or?
We got a couple of those, man. We got I think we got like 7 in total amateur fighters. We got a pretty big amateur team as well, and including my little brother. He's a big kid.
Big kid that was right here.
Yeah, he's a big kid. He fights at like 150. He fights at 154. And yeah, man, he's big. And he's real good too. He's real talented. We actually took him to our last training camp. He was a part of that training camp, and he kind of got to experience everything. And we did that intentionally, see if he really liked it. see if this is what he really wanted to do, and he stuck with it, man. So he likes it.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's how you do them, right? Like, I mean, you kind of introduced it to him. A little like you, I'm sure, like your dad wasn't like, hey, get in the gym. I'm sure he brought you around the gym.
Yeah.
And he probably was watching you, see what you're doing, and
Yeah.
you picked it up. And that's how my dad was too. Like, he wouldn't, like, we played baseball, we boxed a little bit. He wouldn't like, hey, get your ass in the gym.
Nah,
Nothing
yeah.
like that. It was
Nah.
like, hey, we're gonna go over here, and he watches us pick up a glove or
Yeah,
a
for
heavy
sure.
bag, and
That's how it is.
Pretty much your dad watched you fall in love with the sport.
Yeah, and that's the way. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I believe.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and like I said, I mean, he has a big stable here. I mean, do you want to give information on your gym? You know, where it's located, the address. You know, so people could actually come in here, man, and you know, we like giving that kind of visibility to you guys.
Yeah. We're in downtown Casa Grande. It's this street is called Florence Street, and yeah, man, it's not that long. So Florence Street, and if you're from Casa Grande, you know Florence Street, and yeah, man, it's pretty nice out here. I like it. We got a nice community here. Every Friday they do events in a little park out back there. So that should be fun. You know, we haven't got to experience it yet, but that should be fun. And it's not every Friday. It's one Friday out of the month. And so yeah, we haven't got to experience it yet, but hopefully soon, and we'll see how that goes.
yeah, for sure, man. And as far as boxing, like, do you watch other boxers? Because I know some people, like, you know, like yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I've seen interviews where they ask a boxer, like, hey, or even an MMA fighter or whatever it is, or a comedian, like, they're like, hey, are you watching it?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, are you watching any boxing right now? I mean, I know it's your sport, but
Man, I think I'm a huge boxing fan. I love boxing. I just love it. I love watching prospects, and that's why it's crazy to me when they put me up there with some of these guys, because I'm a fan of them. You know, I'm a fan of Bam Rodriguez, all those guys, and then they put me on the list with some of them, and it's like, oh, that's big,
yeah,
because you know, like I said, I like to watch them, I like to learn from them, and so it's huge. But yeah, I love boxing. When I fought Javier Molina, you know, I had watched his documentary. I had watched him in the pros. I always rooted for him, and then I was fighting him. So that was pretty crazy. And then yeah, you know, so it's just crazy. Brian Mendoza, he was in amateurs with my uncle, and I remember like those names, and then I got to fight him, like I said. So it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You're like holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
I bet as soon as the bell rings, you're like, oh fuck, I'm fighting this guy. That
Yeah, I'm
like.
fighting. Yeah, exactly. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And even Vladimir Hernandez, when he fought J-Rock, I remember watching that fight. Like I said, when there's fights, I like to watch them from the beginning to the end. And I remember he was one of the first fights. And yeah, man, we were rooting for him. When we saw that he was doing good, we got really excited, man. So yeah, man, we're excited. And then they gave us a call. You know, you want to fight Vladimir? We're like, yeah, let's do it. You know, I mean, that's what we're in here for.
Yeah, you hear it all the time. I've heard like Mike Tyson. I heard like
Yeah.
many guys say, you know what, you may not know, but most of the guys that you see us fight, we're friends like outside the ring.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's got to be like pretty crazy, right? Like you said, Hernandez and the other guys that you fought. I mean, for me, I don't know. I know it's a business at the end of the day, but you got to kind of separate yourself from that. Who's the biggest undercard you've been on?
The biggest undercard, I've been in a couple. I would say the last one though, Gervonta Davis versus Rolly Romero. I think that was big, not in terms of like the fight that was going on, but just everything around it. The atmosphere, it had a lot of attention, and the Barclays Center. It was my first time on Showtime, so it was huge. It was huge, and it was a great experience for me. But yeah, luckily I've been on a couple big ones, and I'm like Thurman versus Barrios, and that was at the Mandalay Bay. So that, you know, I've fought in big arenas like that, and it's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah.
It's a dream come true.
Oh yeah, I bet, bro. I mean, I can only imagine too. I mean, the Hall of Famers you met,
Yeah.
on that line, bro. It's like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you a Showtime stable? Are you with Showtime? Right
I think as of now, yes. My last fight was with Showtime, but they're bringing Fox back now, so we'll see. But I think we're working with Showtime now. I think
I
that's
think Fox is gonna play out better, for them.
yeah.
Really.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're open for everything. I mean,
So,
in that aspect, I'm not picky. I just want to fight.
exactly. That's a fighter at heart.
Yeah, yeah.
Being PBC, like, have you met most of all the guys that are on there? Like, you fought. I mean, J Rock fought on the Tyson Fury and the Wilder. Like, have you met some of those guys, or pretty much most of them?
Yeah, pretty much most of them. Ugas, Spence. I met those guys. I've met Rolly, Tank, of course. I fought on the undercard. Yeah, man, I met a lot of them. Jamar Charlo. I was actually cutting weight with Jamar Charlo one time. So yeah, it's crazy. I mean, at the time I was at 140 and he was fighting Jorge Cota. So yeah, we were both in the sauna cutting weight, and yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, so I mean, and it's crazy now. He's in my division. So and like I said, he's got the target in his back. So it's just crazy.
Did you happen to catch this past week's fights, Canelo and Triple G?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that whole? I mean, I watched it, like you said. Me too. I watched prelim. Now boxing never really had prelims, remember?
Yeah.
Or at least televised. Like if you were there live, you got to see all the fights. But now they're starting to show the prelim, which I love because
I love that too. Yeah.
You see all the boxing guys getting the recognition. But what fights on that card stood out to you? Like for me, there's a few of them that I could think of that I was like, God damn, that was good shit.
Starting from top to bottom, Bam Rodriguez. It was a good fight. That was a good fight. A lot of people. He's been getting a lot of there's been a lot of controversy on that. Like he looked that good, but I think they were expecting guys. I mean, they were expecting him to just wipe him out, but he was tough and he had a solid game plan.
He boxed.
And he boxed.
That fight.
That was pissing me off. If you were watching on the zone,
and they were commentating.
Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
This
is a high level. Like these guys are in the pocket. Nobody's hugging. Nobody's running. It's like slips, counters.
It was a great fight. Yeah, I liked, and you can tell that they were both thinking in there, and that's what I love. They were going at it, but at the same time they were thinking on how to connect their punches. How to trick the other guy.
Like they said, even Chocolatito couldn't even get guns out of his
Yeah.
So that shows. I mean, shit, dude, high level.
It was high level. Yeah, it was a really good fight. The other one, I really liked. There was two undefeated guys. Prospect Molina and I don't know the last names. Molina and Aponte. That was a great fight. That was great.
That was an 8-rounder, right?
That was like like an 8-rounder. That was a great fight. I really enjoyed that one. Diego Pacheco, he did his thing. It wasn't a tough fight, but he looked good. And shout out to him. But yeah, that Molina fight, it was crazy because Molina used to be with Fox. What PBC? And he fought a couple times on Fox, and so we used to watch him. I think we got to fight once or twice in the same card, if I'm not mistaken. So we would get to see him, and I don't know what happened there, but he was with the zone now. So we were rooting for him, and he looked really good, man. He looked really good, and he should have got him out of there, but what can you do?
I mean, if you're gonna talk about controversy, like
that was controversial. Yeah,
Molina definitely won that
fight. I think so too. I mean, at the same time, they protected their O's, which is okay. They both got to showcase their talent. But I think Molina did enough to pull it off. But he had that one knockdown, that should have been a knockdown. But it was against him, But I thought he looked really good.
And the crazy thing is, Aponte was called out Molina, thinking, like.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
Bit off too much to shoot, so.
But it was a good fight, man. I enjoyed that one. Like you said, I was watching that one from the beginning. That was a really good fight. I think Amo Williams, he looked good too. He looked really poised. Before.
He didn't look as sharp as he has though.
Yeah, he didn't look as sharp. But despite all that, I think he kept his composure because I think he's a real emotional fighter. He just goes after him and just throws punches. So I give him props for that. He kept his composure, and he did what he did what he had to do. I don't know what was going on. Maybe something was going on. He wasn't as sharp that night, but he still pulled it off. And props to him.
Yeah, I mean,
Mark Castro, what are your thoughts on him? I know he had a big knockout.
Yeah. I mean, I think I used to see him in the amateurs, so I know what he's capable of in the amateurs, but in the pro game, it's just a different ball game. And so we'll see. We'll see. Right now, he's been looking good. He's been getting those type of knockouts, but we'll see once they start to up his competition. We'll see how he starts performing.
And like I was looking at your record on Boxing Rec, you only had 4 amateur fights, or how many?
I know. I had a like.
6.
No, I had like I did have like 50. They only have like 6 registered on box rate. But I had a couple. I had like 50. I didn't have a lot, but yeah, I had more than 6.
Okay. Is there anybody in the amateurs that you would that's in your division now that, I mean, I'm not, if you lost or you want to get that back, you're like, you know what, I need to get that shit back. Is there anybody in your amateur career that you would like to get back at?
I never. No, I actually. The one guy if I did fight was Armani Almestica, but he's at like 135.
Okay.
Yeah, we fought at 141. So yeah, I mean, no, there's nothing like that. There was no big rivalries for me. I didn't have a long enough amateur career for that. But yeah, nothing like that.
Yeah, you hear that all the time with guys.
Yeah, from the amateurs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but no, not for me. I mean, I turned pro at 17, so I don't think I had the chance for that.
Yeah. How old are you now?
21.
21.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much your career is barely starting, but you're 19 and 0, beating the
But
shit out of
19
most of these guys.
Yeah.
Like we want to see, of course, you want to fight the higher talent.
Of course, that's the main goal.
A lot of the things right now, there's a narrative that keeping your zero. A lot of people are protecting the zero. Is that something you're scared of losing, or is that something you just want to go out and bang out?
Yeah, that's nothing now. I mean, I'm not scared of losing that zero. I'm always gonna protect it. And that's in here. I feel like most. I mean, the fights are won in the gym, so this is what we gotta dedicate time to. If I really want to win, I gotta dedicate my time here. But in terms of avoiding specific fighters to protect my O, I'm not with that. And I think I've demonstrated that. I feel like Mendoza was a tough fight, and we took it. Hernandez was tough. He was coming off a big win, and he was being avoided, and we took it. And Santa Maria, he had just beat my uncle.
Yeah,
so they've been tough fights, but we haven't backed down from many of them, and we don't plan to, because I feel like when they guide you the way some of these prospects have been guided, once that big shot comes in, it's tough for them. Once that like real like competition comes in, it's tough for them. But if you're slowly building up to it, I think it helps out a lot. You learn, especially in camp, training for a specific fighter. You learn a lot. You learn a lot, and it pushes you. It motivates you to work even harder.
That's good. That's what we want to hear. That's what the boxing world wants to hear.
Yeah, of course.
Like I said, that narrative of keeping that zero is it's kind of killing boxing right now.
It is,
I mean, that we see. I'm pretty sure you see it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you want to stay undefeated, right? I mean,
of course.
Obviously, like at the end of your career, you want to say, you know what, I didn't lose. But also on that note, like you don't want to be like, oh wow, you know what, he didn't fight this guy because he wanted to keep his O. But
yeah,
I mean, like you said, the guys you fought at 20, you beat 21.
Yeah,
like that shows more than enough that you're willing to take on all competition, and no matter how tough it is. With the Santa Maria fight, did you feel like did your uncle be like, hey, you got to get this fucking guy? Come on.
Yeah, man. And I think for that fight, I went in there trying to knock him out. I think it was a mistake on my part, but he had beat my uncle. So I really wanted that, and it was a mistake because I was looking for the knockout and trying to hurt him the whole fight. But it's something like I said, you learn from those type of fights. Might not be the last time I had to go through something like that. So now I know, and that's why it's important to take these type of fights and grow from them. Take something out of each fight, and that's the important part.
Absolutely. If you weren't boxing, what would you be doing? Like a sport and career? I mean, this is all you saw in your life was boxing?
This is all my life. This is all I've done. Obviously, I think I would have stuck in school. I really like music. I can't sing or anything or play any instrument, but I recently bought an accordion, man, and I'm starting to learn. I really like music. Yeah, yeah. I really like it. But yeah, like I said, I can't sing, and I never like took anything serious to the point where I mastered an instrument. But maybe if boxing wasn't around, maybe that's what I'd be doing. Maybe.
Did you play any other sports growing up?
I tried soccer. But it wasn't my thing, and I didn't really like it. And I was boxing and I tried soccer, and I came back to boxing. I don't think I even finished the whole season. I just came back.
Yeah, I mean, soccer obviously would have kept you in real good conditioning.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I was really good, and I didn't really enjoy it.
I feel you on that, bro. I quit too. So.
Yeah.
It's all right. It was more baseball for me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Me from Arizona and me and Julian from Tucson. Have you ever made that trip down to Tucson ever?
Of course, man. Yeah, we got sparring with at the Boxing Inc.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard that, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? Jorge Cota was down here. We went to go spar him. He was getting ready for Fundora, and I was getting ready for Javier Molina. So we went out there, got some work with him. And as an amateur too, I think I fought a couple times out there. We used to go a lot with the Scrapyard as well. Get some work.
Jesse,
yeah.
He was my trainer.
That's his
Oh
trainer.
yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
I know Jesse well, bro. He taught me all my.
So yeah.
Jesse.
Small world, so Jesse. All right, I see you, man.
Yes sir. Yeah. So yeah, that was one of the guys we would go to get some work in with, and
Alfonso Olvera.
yeah. Monco. I was younger. Monco would get sparring with Alfonso Olvera, and they had a lighter guy, and I was light too. I was like 110, 115 maybe, sparring. I think his name's Francisco. Yeah. Cisco. Yeah. He was like 122, so I'd get some working with him.
Welcome to the small world of Southern Arizona.
Yeah, hell
He
yeah.
knows everybody.
Yeah. So yeah, that was, yeah, man. And we go out there too, shopping, stuff like that. You know, we like the mariscos out there, Mexican food. There's a lot of tacos over there, so you know, instead of going to Phoenix, we go out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a lot of people tell us over here.
Yeah.
They go down there to go eat them. Not so much that great
Not
as
so
they are
much.
down here.
Yeah, it's over there. Yeah, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
In Tucson, you find that everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere, seriously, especially
Yeah.
the south side. Like Arizona growing now, like as far as, you know, fighters, like do you
Yeah.
guys, are you guys like a little brotherhood, you know, like from like Valdez? Do you ever talk like to those guys like Valdez, Benavides?
I haven't talked to Valdez, but I've talked to Benavides, David Benavides. We actually, when I went to go watch the fight, Spence versus Ugas, we sat right next to each other, and yeah, we were talking the whole fight, talking about his fight, talking about my upcoming fight, previous fights, and even just analyzing the fights that were going on. And yeah, you know, he's a real cool guy. You know, he told me he watches my fights, and I mean, of course, I watch his. I mean, like I said, I'm a diehard boxing fan, so I watch all of his fights.
Yeah.
And so when he told me that, like I said, that was another big moment. I was like, oh, like you know who I am, and you watch my fights. I was like, damn, thank you, man. You know, I appreciate that. So yeah, he's a real cool guy. And even guys from here down in Phoenix, you know, Elijah Garcia, Mickey Scala, those are all guys that are coming up, and those are all guys that come down and spar with us, and we like to help them out. You know, Alfredo Escarcega as well. There's a lot of talent, man, and we try to help everyone. You know, in sparring. Mentioning their names with PBC, anything that can help them, and yeah, man, they're grinding on their own as well, man.
So it is pretty much like a brotherhood.
It is, of course.
You know, you got the guys from California stick with each other. You got the guys from Arizona.
Yeah.
And that's nice for us because, you know, I'm in my late 30s, Julian's in his 30s, and
Yeah.
to see like Arizona finally start. I mean, Carbajal is probably one of
Yeah.
like our most famous Arizona boxer, like of all. You know what I mean? Hall of Famer, everything that he's done. So it's cool to see like Arizona growing.
Yeah.
And then for us, you know, we jumped into this podcasting, YouTube, not to like, you know, to be famous or anything like, but like, you know, we're like, dude, you know what? There's really you don't really hear too many people that have a YouTube channel or an Instagram out of Arizona. So like, we want to be able to say, hey, you know what? We know who those guys were. Those guys, you know, at this guy's camp. So, you know, we're appreciative, like, from the bottom of our hearts, man, to come over here. You opening your gym. I know we stayed until everybody was done. You know, taking time out of your day for us to come and interview you, man. It's very much appreciated.
No, and I appreciate you guys, man, because I think as a boxer, I think that this is what we need. Guys that are interested in us, and that are, you know, it's exposure. You guys maybe think it's exposure for you guys to have me on your show, but it's also exposure for me to be on your show, and it helps us a lot because you know, Elie Sekbag, that's how we got all of Robert Garcia's guys up there, and this is what we need. This is what Arizona boxing needs out here, and it's important. It's really important, and salute to you guys, man, because like you said, not a lot of people are doing this, and the few that are really helping the boxing community out here.
I really appreciate you, man. Definitely.
Thank you. Yeah,
Definitely,
thank you.
like I said, man. But hey, man, it's been a hell of a night here, man.
Yeah.
I know you're tired, man. I know you want to get home and eat.
Nah, man, we're good. We're good.
Nah, man. But hey, it's always a good time, man, to come chill. Kick back with Ramos. We can talk to him, talk to the man himself. See what he's gonna do in the future. Everybody just keep looking out for him, though, because like I said, he's gonna own those straps. He's gonna have those straps
Very soon.
very soon. Yeah.
Thank you. That's what we're working for, man. That's the main goal.
Yeah.
That's the main. We need a couple of belts out here in Arizona.
Yeah, we definitely bring them back.
We do.
It would be great. It'd be great to have a world champion, man, here in Arizona. Another one.
Another one. Yeah, another one. We need that. We need that. Yeah.
Yeah, but for sure, man. Like I said, we definitely appreciate you, Jesus Ramos, for
Thank
coming
you.
out with us today, man.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate the gym, appreciate your pops, man. Appreciate your
Yeah,
uncle,
no,
allowing us to even see him.
Yeah,
to
no,
watch
yeah,
them,
yeah. Of
but-
course, man. We're, like I said, our doors are open, man. We're just text away, and we'll tell you our schedule. We're here. Just the way you support us, we support you guys.
Absolutely.
So
you guys heard
that's
it
what it
right
is.
here. So
That's the way.
thank you, man.
Nah, thank you, guys.
Come
Thank you
support
very
his
much.
Thank you,
gym.
man.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us, man.
Thank
You'll
you,
see us
bro.
more often, man.
Yeah, nah, thank you guys. I appreciate you.
YouTube, sorry it's not live, but this will definitely be out in the next couple of days. So
Gotcha.
stay
Thank
tuned
you.
for the interview with